This episode of Show Me Mo Success brought to you by Heroes to Hives, program under MU Extension's Business and Communities. Welcome to Show Me Mo Success, where we explore how people turn their passion into action to make a difference, and how MU Extension's Business and Communities program gave them a little assist along the way. I'm Luke Dietterle, Extension Specialist for Business and Communities, and today's guests are James Tiffany, a veteran from Fenton, Missouri, and graduate of the Heroes to Hives program, and Amy Patillo, Field Specialist in Labor and Workforce Development with MU Extension in Greene County. Today, we've got James and Amy in the studio to talk about James' journey through the Heroes to Hives program, and we'll also hear how Amy helped James along the way. Heroes to Hives is a unique program offered through the Michigan Food and Farming Systems that seeks to address financial and personal wellness of veterans through free professional training and community development centered around beekeeping. First off, James, what drew you to beekeeping, and how was it that you found the Heroes to Hives program?
When I moved to Missouri from North Dakota, my mother-in-law found a newspaper article and clipped it out. And so it seemed interesting and a good way to link up with other veterans. So I started reading about bees and joined the class, and it just went down the rabbit hole. It became very interesting and became more and more involved.
So before the program, had you had much experience with either working with animals, insects, any kind of agriculture, horticulture, anything like that?
Before moving to Missouri, I was a grounds manager, so I dealt a lot with being outside and maintaining landscapes and dealing with insects. I also worked at a boys and girls ranch where they had horses that we took care of as well.
Yeah, so you weren't a stranger to bees. So now that you're in the midst of beekeeping, what are the benefits that you see from it?
Well, it's actually quite relaxing. I tend to like to just sit out next to the hives and listen to them buzzing, watching the pollen come in on their legs. It's just very relaxing to sit and watch them. And as long as I don't do anything foolish and stay calm and relaxed, they don't bother me.
Yeah, so how long have you been doing the beekeeping now? How long ago was it that you graduated from the program?
I graduated from the program last year. I'm also attending their classes and in-field training this year as well, just to further my education and get more of it to retain in my mind. So this will be my second year beekeeping.
So, yeah, now that you're in year two, what were some of those really important year one lessons that you've taken with you to improve your operation?
Well, after the first year, I've learned that being more on your game, checking for pests and pathogens more frequently, you can find out what's going on with your bees. If you leave them alone, things can get out of hand very quickly.
So, I understand that you involved your family in your beekeeping, and you've even gotten a chance to share your beekeeping pursuits with your children's classmates. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I brought my kids into the program kind of with me. I've shown them different aspects of the beehives and how things work and how to behave around the bees. And my son's excitement carried over to his classroom, and they asked me to come in and speak to the children about bees and beekeeping and what my experiences were.
So they invited you back for year two. So they must have really liked your presentations. What was their general reaction to everything you had to share?
Well, they were all very excited to hear and learn about bees. We kind of just went over some of the basics of how many legs a bee has and eyes and what they do and how to behave around bees. And I also brought in a set of boxes for them to decorate with their own handprints, and they really enjoyed that. They also set up a creative play area in their classroom where they actually had a beehive with frames that they had built out of boxes, and they had purchased some veils and jackets on the internet so they could play beekeeper in their own classroom. And I brought them an empty package that the bees had originally come in so they could have that for their imaginative play area.
That's great. This is a good time to bring Amy into the conversation. So, Amy, could you tell us a little bit about this program from the extension point of view and what other folks that are interested in participating can expect?
Missouri is the first chapter of the Heroes to Hives program. It focuses on addressing the financial and personal wellness of veterans and offers professional training and community development that's centered around beekeeping for veterans. It's a free program and it helps veterans develop a broad depth of beekeeping knowledge, as well as, I think the most important thing our veterans tell us, it helps them to gain personal and professional relationships and new opportunities around beekeeping. It's a 9-month program that's online, and then we add on-ground activities monthly from March through November.
So, yeah, beekeeping involves a lot of different steps. There's the actual caring for the bees, and like you mentioned before, monitoring for pathogens and things like that. But there's the actual extracting honey process and building swarm boxes. Could you maybe fill us in a little bit on, for our listeners who might be unaware, what do those processes involve?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to extract honey yet, but I'm looking forward to it. But far as the building the swarm boxes, we did that with Amy in an in-ground session, and it was very rewarding. We got to work with our hands. We learned how to build the actual boxes and what techniques would work the best for catching bees in those swarm boxes, while at the same time connecting with other veterans.
Yeah, so Amy, how long has the Heroes to Hives program been operating?
We were funded 3 years ago, so we're currently in our 3rd year. And this year, we expanded from 3 locations to a 4th location at Three Rivers College Farm and Rodeo Arena in Southeast Missouri.
And where are those other 3 locations?
The first location that we had in year 1 was at the University of Central Missouri, which is the Mitchell Street Farm. The second year, we expanded to the Southwest Research Extension and Engagement Center in Mount Vernon. And then the third year, we expanded to Southeast Missouri. And this year will be our first time in St. Louis on the UMSL campus, which is the University of Missouri St. Louis campus. And that has been a great opportunity to partner with other locations and community colleges across the state.
Yeah, wonderful. So, if I'm understanding, the program is all online, but then these locations are an opportunity for the program participants to come together and network and learn and kind of have a more hands-on experience.
We partner with Michigan Food and Farming Systems that provides pre-recorded online sessions for 9 months, and that allows the veterans and their dependents to participate at their own leisure when they're available. And then we offer the hands-on training so that they get to experience hive handling, hive inspections, pest and pathogen management, and then the general ergonomics of beekeeping.
Gotcha. That's an interesting phrase, the ergonomics of beekeeping. That's probably one that's new for a lot of folks. I know it's new for me. What exactly does that mean?
One of the most interesting pieces of our program is that we focus on accessible beekeeping so that individuals that have disabilities or limitations getting around, limitations with the amount of weight they can lift, they can still participate. And we use a very unique hive called an Aja hive that was developed in Slovenia. And it's 3-stack box hive that you work by just opening the door at the back, and the bees are entering and exiting the hive on the other side. And so it reduces the weight requirements to be able to lift, because the only thing you have to do is pull the frames in and out. It reduces the amount of equipment that you have to have, which is a cost savings to our veterans. And then it also is encouraging veterans to be able to stand or sit, possibly in a wheelchair behind the hive, and work it so that we've created an environment that is accessible to everyone.
That's great to hear. Yeah, because I know just personally, I have several friends that are veterans. A few of them do have mobility limitations due to injuries sustained during their service. So yeah, I'm really happy to know that this program is designed exactly with those folks in mind so that they can participate as well. So yeah, Amy, what are some of the big impacts and success stories that you've seen having worked with this program?
Working with veterans is truly a pleasure. We enjoy our time with them. We enjoy the time together. And our veterans tell us that Heroes to Hives creates an opportunity for them to get outdoors, to enjoy being in a group with other veterans who have had similar experiences. Many of our veterans tell us that it's very calming, that they enjoy the bees. And one of the things that we teach is how to work with bees. And bees like you to be very calm. They like you to move very slowly, be very gentle. We, of course, keep our voices pretty quiet. And the whole time that we're in the hive, we're narrating and talking with one another and explaining it. So it is a very enjoyable activity. Some of our other veterans say that it has helped them with their PTSD. And it's helped them to feel accepted among the other veterans that they're around.
Yeah, James, I'd like to get your perspective on that. So, what would be your advice to other veterans who are thinking about participating in the program and might be hesitant to join up?
Well, I definitely recommend the program to any fellow vets out there. It's rewarding, it's engaging, it's a lot of fun and relaxing.
Yeah, wonderful. So, Amy, could you tell us a little bit about what the inspiration or the goal was of this program when it was first conceived?
One of the concerns for military veterans in Missouri is that they're 3 times more likely to die by suicide than the rest of the U.S. general population. And these figures are surprising. Even though Missouri's suicide rates consistently rank higher than the national average, most veteran deaths by suicide occur in veterans that are 18 to 34 years old. And this age group is where suicide ranks as the second leading cause of death in Missouri in the overall population. And so that's why Heroes to Hives and these other programs that we have are really important to veterans. It gives them that opportunity to be around other people with similar experiences and in a safe environment where they can talk about these things. And they develop these personal relationships that often last for many years.
And Amy, for veterans that might be interested in participating in the program, where would they go to find some more information?
The Missouri Heroes to Hives Facebook is where we keep all of the information updated about the program. And then annually, registration happens for the Heroes to Hives program online from November to February. And so watching that Missouri Heroes to Hives Facebook page will help you engage, and it will help you learn what kind of activities are happening across the state. And we welcome everyone that is a U.S. military veteran, either retired or active duty, to come and join one of our field days, see what happens, get to know about the program, and just engage with us.
That was James Tiffany, veteran and Heroes to Hives program graduate, and Amy Patillo, field specialist in labor and workforce development with MU Extension in Green, filling us in on how the Heroes to Hives program provides veterans with a broad depth of beekeeping knowledge, as well as personal and professional relationships that open new opportunities and ensure long-term peer support. Thanks for listening. Make sure to follow us on your podcast app so you don't miss any of our upcoming shows. I'm Luke Dietterle. This episode was produced by Shelby Tigars with research help from John. Executive producers are Sarah Riley and Mike Dimata. Senior Program Director for MU Extension's Business and Communities is Dr. Rob Russell. This is Show Me Mo Success.